Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into one of the most urgent environmental crises unfolding in Tehran, a city struggling under the weight of an unprecedented drought. The situation is alarming, with rivers shrinking, reservoirs drying up, and millions of residents facing water shortages that threaten daily life, agriculture, and the economy. This is not just another seasonal dry spell. Experts warn that the severity of this drought could have long-lasting impacts if immediate action is not taken. Tehran, home to over 10 million people, relies heavily on water from nearby rivers and reservoirs, many of which are now at critically low levels. The images emerging from the city are both shocking and heart-wrenching, showing cracked earth, empty water tanks, and citizens lining up for limited supplies. This crisis is a stark reminder of the vulnerability of urban centers to climate change and resource mismanagement. The drought in Tehran has been building for years, fueled by a combination of climatic changes, over-extraction of groundwater, and inefficient water management practices. Each year, rainfall has decreased, while demand for water continues to rise due to the growing population and industrial needs. Experts note that this imbalance is unsustainable, leading to a situation where water resources are being consumed faster than they can naturally replenish. The lack of water has far-reaching consequences for households, agriculture, and public health. In neighborhoods across Tehran, residents are being forced to ration water, limit bathing, and even skip basic hygiene routines. Schools, hospitals, and businesses are also impacted as authorities attempt to prioritize supply for essential services. The daily reality for citizens is now filled with uncertainty and stress as they navigate the challenges of living in a city on the brink of a water crisis. Images from Tehran show the dramatic impact on both the environment and the population. Riverbeds that once teemed with life are now parched and barren, while green spaces and gardens have withered under the relentless sun. Farmers are among the hardest hit, as fields once abundant with crops now yield little to nothing. The agricultural sector faces massive losses, with food supply chains and local markets suffering as a result. Moreover, the depletion of groundwater reserves, which have long served as a hidden buffer during dry periods, is now becoming a serious concern. Overpumping has led to subsidence in some areas, causing structural damage and increasing the risk of further environmental problems. These conditions are not only threatening livelihoods, but also raising serious questions about the sustainability of Tehran's water management policies. Authorities in Tehran are implementing emergency measures, but many experts warn that these are only short-term solutions. Water distribution is being controlled through rationing and scheduled supply, and desalination projects are being considered to supplement the limited natural supply. However, the scale of the crisis means that these measures may not be sufficient to meet the immediate needs of millions of residents. The government is also urging citizens to conserve water and adopt more efficient usage habits. Simple actions such as reducing household consumption, repairing leaks, and using water-saving technologies are being promoted, but changing habits on such a large scale is a slow process. Additionally, the city faces infrastructural challenges, with old pipelines and storage systems struggling to cope with the increased demand and ongoing scarcity. Climate scientists highlight that Tehran's drought is part of a broader trend affecting the entire region. Rising temperatures, shifting precipitation patterns, and prolonged dry seasons are becoming more common across Iran. This regional trend poses a serious challenge, as water resources are interconnected, and shortages in one area can have ripple effects elsewhere. Experts warn that without long-term planning and sustainable water management policies, Tehran and other cities in Iran will continue to face severe water scarcity. The combination of climate change, urban growth, and mismanagement has created a perfect storm, making it essential for both government authorities and citizens to act quickly and decisively. The human cost of the drought is becoming increasingly visible. Residents are sharing footage of empty faucets, dried-up wells, and long queues at public water stations. Social media has become a platform for both documenting the crisis and raising awareness, with videos showing the daily struggles faced by families in accessing basic water needs. Many are also expressing frustration with authorities, calling for better planning, investment in infrastructure, and more effective measures to address the scarcity. The psychological impact is profound, as people are forced to live with the constant stress of uncertainty about when and how they will access water. Mental health experts warn that prolonged exposure to such stressors can have long-term effects, adding another layer to the already severe challenges posed by the drought. In addition to domestic challenges, the drought is affecting Tehran's economy in significant ways. Industries that rely on water, including manufacturing and agriculture, are experiencing disruptions that threaten jobs and productivity. Reduced agricultural output affects food prices and availability, which in turn impacts citizens' purchasing power and overall quality of life. Furthermore, tourism in Tehran may also be affected, as the city's image suffers from reports of environmental degradation and water scarcity. The economic ripple effects highlight the fact that water crises are not just environmental issues, but also economic and social challenges that require coordinated solutions. Urban planners and policymakers are increasingly emphasizing the need for integrated water management strategies that balance supply, demand, and sustainability. Environmental experts stress that immediate action must be combined with long-term strategies to mitigate the impact of future droughts. Some recommendations include investing in rainwater harvesting systems, modernizing irrigation practices, and implementing strict regulations on groundwater extraction. Additionally, public education campaigns are crucial to encourage responsible water use and raise awareness about the severity of the crisis. Tehran has the potential to serve as a model for sustainable urban water management if it invests in the right infrastructure and policies. However, time is of the essence, as continued delays in action could exacerbate the crisis and lead to even more severe consequences for both people and the environment. International organizations are also monitoring the situation, recognizing Tehran's drought as a case study in urban water scarcity. Lessons from other cities facing similar challenges can provide valuable insights into effective management practices. For example, cities that have implemented large-scale water recycling, desalination, and smart distribution networks have been able to alleviate shortages and ensure more reliable access to water. For residents, collaboration between governments, NGOs, and the private sector could accelerate the adoption of such solutions in Tehran. The crisis highlights the importance of global cooperation in addressing climate-related challenges, as no city is immune to the consequences of environmental mismanagement and changing climate patterns. Despite the grim outlook, there are signs of hope. Innovative solutions and community-driven initiatives are beginning to emerge. Residents are experimenting with water-saving techniques at home. Urban planners are advocating for more green spaces that require less water, and some industries are finding ways to reduce consumption. These efforts demonstrate that even in the face of a severe crisis, adaptive strategies and collective action can make a difference. The key lies in scaling these initiatives and integrating them into a broader city-wide plan that addresses both immediate needs and long-term sustainability. The drought has also sparked discussions about Tehran's broader relationship with its environment. Experts argue that the crisis is a wake-up call, highlighting the need for cities to develop resilient infrastructure, diversify water sources, and prioritize sustainability in urban planning. Water scarcity is not just a local problem. It is a global challenge that cities around the world will increasingly face in the coming decades. Tehran's experience serves as a reminder that proactive measures, informed policy making, and citizen engagement are essential to prevent similar crises in the future. The current situation in Tehran underscores the interconnectedness of environmental, social, and economic factors. Water scarcity affects households, businesses, agriculture, and the environment simultaneously. Addressing the crisis requires a holistic approach that considers all these dimensions. Short-term solutions like rationing and emergency supply can provide temporary relief, but long-term planning is crucial to ensure the city's resilience. Policymakers, experts, and citizens must work together to implement strategies that balance immediate needs with sustainable practices, ensuring that Tehran can withstand future environmental challenges. The role of technology and innovation cannot be understated in mitigating Tehran's water crisis. Smart water management systems, real-time monitoring, and predictive analytics can help optimize water distribution and reduce wastage. Advanced irrigation techniques, desalination, and wastewater recycling can supplement traditional water sources, providing much-needed relief to urban populations. Investments in research and development, combined with public-private partnerships, could accelerate the adoption of these solutions. Tehran's ability to embrace technological innovation may prove critical in navigating the current drought and building long-term resilience against climate variability. Public awareness and engagement are equally important in responding to the crisis. Citizens play a crucial role in conserving water, advocating for policy changes, and participating in community-based initiatives. Social media campaigns, educational programs, and local workshops can empower residents to adopt sustainable practices and contribute to the collective effort. By fostering a culture of responsibility and awareness, Tehran can build a more resilient society that is better equipped to handle environmental challenges. The current drought, while severe, presents an opportunity for citizens and authorities to work together toward a more sustainable future. Environmental activists and NGOs are calling for stronger regulatory measures and investment in sustainable infrastructure. They emphasize that immediate interventions must be complemented by long-term policies aimed at water conservation, efficient resource management, and environmental restoration. Protecting natural water sources, reforestation, and maintaining ecosystems are essential components of a comprehensive strategy. Without these measures, Tehran risks facing recurring water crises with even more severe consequences. The city's experience highlights the urgent need for coordinated action that integrates science, policy, and community engagement. Tehran's water crisis is also a story of adaptation and resilience. Despite the challenges, communities are finding ways to cope with scarcity, whether through collective water sharing arrangements, local initiatives to capture rainwater, or innovations in urban agriculture that require less water. These grassroots efforts demonstrate that solutions are not solely dependent on government action, but also on the creativity and determination of citizens. Scaling such initiatives and integrating them into city-wide policies can enhance Tehran's ability to withstand future droughts and environmental stresses. The crisis is shedding light on broader questions about urban planning and sustainability in megacities. Tehran's experience illustrates the consequences of rapid urban growth without adequate consideration of natural resource limits. As cities expand, water demand increases, putting additional pressure on already scarce resources. Experts argue that integrating sustainable water management into urban planning is essential to prevent similar crises in other metropolitan areas. Lessons learned from Tehran can inform global strategies for managing water scarcity, particularly in regions vulnerable to climate change and environmental degradation. The drought has also prompted discussions about the social implications of water scarcity. Inequities in access to water are becoming more pronounced, with marginalized communities facing the greatest challenges. Ensuring equitable distribution of water resources is a critical component of any response strategy. Policymakers must consider not only the technical aspects of water management, but also the social dimensions, including public health, economic disparities, and community resilience. Addressing these issues holistically can help build a more just and sustainable urban environment. Tehran's water crisis is a wake-up call for governments, citizens, and the international community. It underscores the importance of proactive planning, sustainable resource management, and climate adaptation. By implementing integrated strategies, investing in infrastructure, and fostering public engagement, the city can mitigate the impacts of the current drought and reduce vulnerability to future crises. The lessons from Tehran are applicable to other urban centers facing similar challenges, highlighting the need for global awareness and cooperation in addressing water scarcity. The human stories emerging from Tehran reveal both the hardship and resilience of those affected. Families are adapting their daily routines, businesses are adjusting operations, and communities are coming together to share resources. These narratives provide a personal perspective on the scale of the crisis and the determination of people to survive under difficult circumstances. By documenting and sharing these experiences, awareness is raised both locally and internationally, encouraging support and inspiring action. The collective response of citizens, authorities, and organizations will ultimately determine how effectively Tehran navigates this historic drought. Experts emphasize that Tehran's situation is a microcosm of global water challenges. Climate change, population growth, and mismanagement are converging to create crises that demand immediate attention. The lessons learned here can guide other cities in implementing proactive measures, investing in sustainable infrastructure, and fostering community resilience. By studying Tehran's experience, policymakers and urban planners can develop strategies to prevent similar outcomes elsewhere, highlighting the universal importance of water as a critical resource for human survival and development. While the crisis is severe, it also provides an opportunity for innovation, collaboration, and learning. By leveraging technology, community engagement, and policy reforms, Tehran can transform this challenge into a catalyst for sustainable urban development. The city's response will not only determine its ability to overcome the current drought, but also set a precedent for how other cities can approach water scarcity in an era of climate uncertainty. Effective solutions will require bold action, long-term planning, and the collective effort of all stakeholders involved. Tehran's drought is a reminder that water is a finite and invaluable resource. The severity of the current crisis underscores the urgent need for sustainable management, technological innovation, and public cooperation. As residents, authorities, and experts work together to address the challenges, the focus must remain on both immediate relief and long-term resilience. The lessons from Tehran can inform global strategies for urban water management, emphasizing the critical importance of preparation, sustainability, and adaptation in an increasingly water-stressed world. The coming months will be crucial in determining how effectively the city can navigate this crisis and protect its citizens from the devastating impacts of water scarcity. The unfolding drought in Tehran serves as a cautionary tale for cities worldwide. It demonstrates the interconnectedness of environmental, social, and economic systems, and the consequences of neglecting sustainable resource management. The crisis highlights the importance of integrated planning, climate adaptation, and community engagement. By acting decisively and collaboratively, Tehran has the opportunity to not only overcome the immediate challenges, but also build a more resilient and sustainable future. The lessons learned here will resonate far beyond the city, offering insights for other urban centers facing similar threats in a rapidly changing world. Tehran's experience underscores that addressing water scarcity requires a multifaceted approach. It involves technological innovation, policy reform, community engagement, and environmental stewardship. Short-term measures like rationing and emergency supply are necessary, but long-term strategies must focus on sustainability, resilience, and equitable access. The current crisis is a stark reminder of the consequences of complacency and the urgency of proactive planning. By embracing comprehensive solutions, Tehran can navigate the present drought and prepare for future challenges, setting an example for cities across the globe confronting similar environmental pressures. The human impact of Tehran's drought is a testament to both vulnerability and resilience. Families, communities, and businesses are adapting in real time to cope with water shortages, demonstrating creativity, resourcefulness, and solidarity. At the same time, the crisis underscores the urgent need for systemic solutions, including infrastructure investment, water-saving technologies, and sustainable urban planning. These measures are essential to ensure that all residents have access to safe and reliable water, both now and in the future. The lessons from Tehran can inform broader strategies for addressing water scarcity in urban environments worldwide, emphasizing the need for integrated, proactive, and collaborative approaches. As the drought continues, the urgency for action grows. Tehran's authorities, citizens, and experts must work together to implement both immediate relief measures and long-term strategies to secure water resources. The crisis offers valuable lessons in resilience, innovation, and sustainability, highlighting the importance of integrated planning, responsible water use, and proactive environmental management. By responding decisively and collaboratively, Tehran can mitigate the impacts of the current drought, protect its residents, and serve as a model for other cities confronting similar environmental challenges. The situation is a stark reminder that water scarcity is not just an environmental issue, but a complex social, economic, and political challenge that demands immediate attention and coordinated action. This script is approximately 3,000 words and maintains short paragraphs suitable for narration as requested.